probably should have went without the dashes.
Yeah.
Right on the Le Batard Show.
doubt.
Just
You gotta
one
separate
word.
the two, though.
That site's not working.
No, maybe I got the
Oh,
wrong.
I missed an M.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
let's
you
try
missed
it
an M?
together.
Do it slowly.
Circa
Circa.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
It's going to be
Dot
so cold.
com
It's going to be cold.
slash
Have we made it
stadium
Backslash or forward
dash.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a.
Swim.
You know what? I don't
The one that
know.
goes-
Is it
I don't
stadium
know.
dash?
Top right to
It's
bottom
stadium
left.
dash swim.
Is that the first dash?
And then
That
top
after
right,
the
bottom
slash,
left.
stadium dash swim.
Okay.
Then slash.
I have made a terrible mistake. Billy.
Dan.
Billy, what are we
Oh, it
headed-
worked. No.
Dash Le Batard
Billy, what
Dan Le Batard.
are we headed toward in
Dash
Vegas,
show.
Billy?
I don't know.
I see everyone scrambling.
It worked for me.
Bouncing into each other.
I'm in.
Yeah, and you can be in too. All you got to do is
I
just
got a
navigate this.
404 page there.
RSVP right now. You put your first name,
I'm
your
not
last
going
name,
for the whole
your
trip.
email.
I'm not going
What?
for the whole trip.
What do you
I'm
mean?
not
What?
going to.
What are you talking about?
I can't do this. I'm
Guys,
scared
that's okay.
of it.
Guys, that's okay.
I'm going to do like half the trip.
What?
I can't do this.
Showing
I
up on
can't do
Wednesday?
this amount
I
of
mean-
stress. I'm not going to do this amount of stress. We need to be more organized than this. With the whole show, you know how hard this is to move
I'm
this
alleging
entire
Photoshop
show?
in this group shot here. Lucy was not there for that photo shoot.
I can't wait for Lucy to get back, Stugotz. She
How did they
cried.
get Jessica's arm around her?
She that was poorly photoshopped. All of that. I
Well, that
don't know.
picture was from the Dolphins watch party, and then they just cropped both of them in.
But they got the arm around.
Jeremy's head is just floating
No,
there.
because Jessica is dressed like she was for the photo shoot. So that's actually Jessica from the photo shoot.
No,
Whose
but
hand is that?
there are some poor photoshops, and Stugotz's hand has been like a wandering meat hand that looks like it's out of one of those Addams Family movies. It looks like a grotesque hand that's got an identity of its own, and I'm surprised
Thank you.
it's not
It looks like
around
King
everyone's
Charles's
pockets.
Right.
Yes.
So this is labeled moss. Are we going to do some moss type stuff?
Those details are being worked out.
Okay.
And again, I want to get there later and later because I'm worried about everything that's happening.
I'm
here.
really excited for this.
We announced it before we had the details.
That is correct.
That's rare.
And now our website is a little wordy. Our link is a little wordy.
No, it's not. It's very easy. circalasvegas.com/stadium dash swim slash Dan dash Le Batard dash show.
Anyways, this is going to be exciting and terrifying because I am already scared of everything happening here, just everything that can go wrong. But if you want to support our show in the variety of ways that it needs support, you can subscribe to our YouTube page, which is simply a / and an @LeBatardShow. It's
There you
not
go.
that
It
complicated.
took you some time, yeah?
YouTube.com.
I have 4 dashes, 3 slashes.
/ @LeBatardShow if you want to support what we're doing. I am planning at present the ability to watch Sunday's game together with some YouTube exclusive content where we just watch the biggest game in Dolphin history, or the biggest game in 25 years for the Dolphins is going to be Sunday night. And so I want to get some people over there supporting that. But I also want to get some of you out to Vegas with us. We're not giving you a lot of time. Usually the Moss events get planned with a lot more time than this, but we've been running on a treadmill for 2 straight years. And somehow the Super Bowl always sneaks up on us. I don't know how that's possible.
I would say that this is plenty of lead time for an event like this. You're just going to have to decide if you want to come out to the Super Bowl not knowing the teams that are involved. And that's certainly going to make it a lot easier. Oh, man, if it's the Miami Dolphins, we don't got to worry about this at all. But I don't know if you've seen the commercial for the Super Bowl with Chad Ochocinco. It's actually shot at the Circus Swim. I've been at the Circus Swim. I was there for the Dolphins-Bills playoff game last year. It is electric. Doesn't matter what point in the seasons we are in. Doesn't matter if it's 40 degrees outside. That is an electric place with one of the best views in all of Las Vegas, and I cannot wait to be there. It's off the strip, and our show is off the strip energy. If there's ever been a show.
I was hoping it would be downtown, dirty Vegas because this is high
We're
end.
right next to Fremont Street,
No,
baby.
I know, but I was
Right next to where
That's the good
Cyrus
stuff.
the
Downtown
Virus
and
got
dirty.
decapitated.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where the dirty stuff is. I was hoping.
How did Cyrus the Virus get flown off of the ladder on Fremont Street, and then he landed on a pile driver? I've been there. There isn't a waste yard right next to Fremont Street.
That's the part of Con Air that struck you as hard to believe?
Yeah. He got flung on directly to a conveyor belt. Like, what are the odds?
I saw Connor for the first time like 6 months ago.
Right.
He
Good
called
movie.
it Connor.
Con Air.
Connor McDavid.
Con Air. Sorry, guys. I'm Cuban. I have an accent. Sorry.
Con dash air.
Con
Connor
Air.
Bedard.
Con Air.
Tony, didn't you feel like their whole Manu thing was kind of racist?
I didn't know he was French.
Basque country. Yeah.
But
Where
that's kind of in the middle, though.
It's where you combined Spain and France, kind of like Floribama.
I thought it was Cuban.
You felt, but it felt a bit racist.
What, boss?
It's a good movie.
I have something. I can't believe it's taken me this long, and I'm sorry that I've waited this long into the show to do it because it's an egregious judgment error on my part. But we had to get to Colts playoff scenarios and assess the Cyclones, or now Cyclones.
Just Cyclones.
Yeah, just Cyclones now. I believe, and this is hard to do, Nick Wright has explained to you, Stugotz, because we're watching the evolution of the take throughout sports television, and Tony and Mike are still on television doing it, and Skip and Stephen A. still doing it, and now Shannon Sharp runs into the space because he's doing cool with Ocho Cinco. But it is hard right now to have a take that no one else has. Stugotz is finding it harder and harder these days in the sports realm to get to the trough and be the first one there with a take that no one else has. But he has come in here today after 8 days off, and he is doing his finest work right now. He was crafting. The daughters disrespected him, so he had time to work and to think and to craft a take. So I would like this television camera in here to get as close to Stugotz's face as possible, and I want you to get in here because I believe this could be a viral moment for the show where Stugotz is giving a take that no one else is giving. Everyone's talking about football. Everyone's had days to talk about football. And Stugotz is willing to make a bold proclamation here that none of the other people at the Super Bowl would be willing to make. Not Dan Patrick, not Rich Eisen,
there you go.
not the gatekeepers, not the Kyle Brandts, not anybody. Nobody is saying what Stugotz has come in here to say today. So everyone out of the way, please. And I'm sorry, Stugotz, genuinely.
It's okay.
That it's taken me this long to get to the take. God bless football didn't have this. This is exclusive to our show. Everyone back off and give him a lot of room here because this is a master craft. This is a work of the highest order. He's a sculptor. Everyone out of the way.
Dan, this time of year, everyone talks about teams they don't want to see come playoff time. I want to talk about a team that I actually want to see come playoff time. I want to see the Chiefs. I want Patrick Mahomes strolling into my stadium with max confidence. I want Travis Kelce. I want Taylor Swift. I want the team that lost to Jordan Love. I want the team that lost to Aiden O'Connell. I want the team that trailed 17-0 to Jake Browning. That is the team that I would like to face in the playoffs. That's the team, indeed, that I would want to face in the playoffs because that team is not very good. I have been saying for years there is something off in Kansas City. Last year, that take didn't go so well for me. They won the Super Bowl. This year, it's going very, very well. They are 10-6. They're down. The offense is not what it used to be. The defense doesn't travel well. They're good at home, not great on the road. If I'm a playoff team, I don't want Flacco. I don't want Mike Tomlin. I don't want any of those teams. The teams that I want strolling into my stadium, Kansas City Chiefs.
Shocking.
I do.
Simply shocking.
And I'm being serious.
I know. We all saw that you were being serious.
I mean, something's off there.
You have said this, and you have now said it publicly.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Nick Wright is going to do with that, because what I was starting to say is that Nick Wright has already told you that he has staked the claim on LeBron's the greatest, knowing it's a stupid corner. And a wonderful corner. Just like, yes, let's just argue LeBron, Michael Jordan. That's how I'm going to stay in the take game, and I'm going to be controversial. Just stake out the position. None of these opinions matter that much. Nick Wright is on the other side of this, very publicly pro-Chiefs. They're the best team in football. Mahomes is the best player ever. We've spent many years now salivating at how wonderful the Chiefs are. And this is the most vulnerable version of them because we see that their offense is not right. We see that they're being carried by defense. We see them against the Bengals at home in a game that they had to have, get down 17-13 at the half, and then the defense bails them out. The Chiefs, led by defense and Mahomes, as Stugotz, the entire sport changes around the quarterback position very quickly. Like, the way this is survival of the fittest and cutthroat is fascinating to me, where Lamar Jackson can make himself more valuable than Patrick Mahomes.
Right. Crazy.
I mean, but it can happen quickly. These teams are all fighting for the same things. They're all fighting in the same margins. It's a salary cap sports. Most things are equal. The schedule can alter whether you're 10-6 or 12-4 or 10 of, whatever it is, 10-7. You have a few fumbles, and Josh Allen and the Bills are fighting for their lives, or you all know they can beat everybody. Like, you all know it listening to this. They play perfect games where they don't have turnovers. They've got a centaur at quarterback as the position changes, and their wide receivers are good enough. Their tight end is good enough. Their skill guys are good enough when you can do what Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are doing, which is, make the running back totally disposable. Why? Because I got a quarterback who can score 15 touchdowns rushing.
Well, that's my point. I mean, you don't want to see Josh Allen because, as you pointed out, Josh Allen can beat anyone. You don't want to see... you don't want to see a team like the Houston Texans because you're scared of C.J. Stroud because in a one-game scenario...
The thing you're saying that's shocking is Mahomes has been that at the top of this league, highest-paid player for the last 5 years.
He's never done it on the road in the postseason. Do it on the road in the postseason. I would rather Kansas City walk into my stadium than Cleveland. I want nothing to do with Flacco. He's won a Super Bowl. He's done it on the road.
That's shocking.
And they have a great defense.
Shocking.
I want nothing to do with the Cleveland Browns. I want the Chiefs.
Shocking. You guys are stunned silent in there. You guys have nothing.
I want 'em.
No, I think we're at the point of the season where you can call it successfully. We've all had the games. I think most of us in the audience were expecting it to happen again on Christmas Day against the Raiders. Surely they're going to turn it on. They have to. The Chiefs are going to do that Chiefs thing.
Keep waiting.
Where they snag a victory out of certain defeat, and the guy just goes for 40 yards untouched. It hasn't happened this season. Just hasn't. They've been playing bad defenses lately. And Harrison Butker is kicking 6 times.
Maybe the Ravens and Bills have passed them, though. I'm not with Stugotz. I'd much rather see the Browns in the playoffs.
Really?
Oh,
Big
I know
mistake.
Myles Garrett, defense great.
Best defense in the league.
Bring on the
hottest
Browns.
quarterback in the
Bring
league.
on the Browns
Bad
as opposed to the
take.
Let me tell you
Chiefs.
something.
Tony.
They want to see you too. Yeah. They certainly want to see you too.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Wait a minute. There was a lot of chest in that, Mike. There was a lot of chest in that, Mike.
Oh, give me the Dolphins in December. Give me them.
Give you.
What?
It is time for Stugotz to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy Stu.
Weekend observations brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories, available for delivery.
You smell so much like cigarettes.
I just had a heater, Dan.
Do you do that?
Bad timing.
Do you do that, though, because is it bad timing or is it the timing you always choose because it's sort of like I'm showtime. I'm ready to go. It's my pregame.
I'm not going to lie to you, Dan. I like blowing smoke out of my mouth as I re-enter the building. I do. I like flicking the cigarette. It's nice.
So it's like you it's like you entering a wild, it's the closest you will come to entering a Wild West saloon as Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
Like, I'm here, weekend observations are coming up, I'm going to flick a cigarette and I'm going to kick the door open.
Mike's so mad at me. He put an ashtray out there for me.
Well, because it smells terrible in here. It smells
sorry,
like you just farted ash.
I need to stop. Dan, we were off for a week when we probably should have been on. It was only the best and busiest time on the sports calendar.
You know, he's right about that.
People were starved for content, Dan.
Yep.
We blew it
You did God Bless Football.
twice. But here we are, back and better than
Billy,
ever.
why are you shaking your head?
Because we had a whole plan, and then he didn't follow the plan, and then things don't make sense.
I mean, I asked you if you wanted to be involved, and you said, politely, you said no. I mean,
You agreed the week before, and I told all of the people that run the TV and audio side that we were going to be off, and then there were surprise episodes that caught everyone by surprise.
Best and
then the
busiest-
days I promised
Right.
people episodes, you released them a week early.
Oh my
best and busiest time on the sports calendar,
Stugotz,
Billy.
What did
I mean,
you do to
people were
Billy?
starving for content.
Billy, what are you eating? What are you literally starving for?
Fritos, yeah.
Rush pick. Billy
Yeah,
usually doesn't go for Fritos.
It was a panic pick. It was a panic pick.
Look, it's been a rough 2024 for Billy. He's got Stugotz in his table.
I'm ready for
48 hours.
2025, yeah.
Have you seen that new Fritos commercial with Sam Elliott?
Yes.
Like they're just making chili, looking like men. God, I bought a pair of jeans after I didn't buy Fritos, but I bought a pair of jeans and cowboy boots.
Did anyone eat the Cheez-It, or was that not edible?
Not edible.
Pop-Tarts won the holiday season, right?
That's an observation.
Come on.
Wow.
Spoiler.
As you were, Stugotz.
The Pop-Tart won the bowl season.
Oh, damn.
No.
Right there.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Everyone else was
I
playing for
didn't-
second.
I didn't know. I ruined it.
If the Bears give up on Justin Fields, he'll make them regret it. He's good. I don't know what they do with him. I know.
Pop-Tarts beat Mayo.
Yes. Mac Brown and Neil Brown in the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Look at you. You're all over my observations. A couple of Browns cutting it up. Anything else?
I don't know. Let's see how many more of them I can ruin.
Jim Harbaugh
I was just going to say the Harbaugh brothers had a hell of a weekend.
said Jesus would have been a 5-star. Please. 5'5", undersized. He's a walk-on at best. Walk-on water at best.
Joe Flacco.
Ohio State.
Did you skip a Flacco?
No. He's coming.
5'5", huh?
Jesus. Undersized.
Did you know Moana's 10 feet tall?
What?
Yeah.
And
Too
Jesus
tall.
is 5'5"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
According to
Well, Google.
Jesus.
Pound for pound, though. Jesus. Right?
Moana's twice his size.
Ohio State opted out of playing offense against Missouri. Jesus. Great quarterback hair. Every team is tush pushing. You know why, Dano?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
The quarterback hair?
No, well, that too.
I mean, but Jesus has
No,
the
but
best of the best.
every
But he's
team now
undersized, as
getting
you
half
You're
a
right.
yard because the guys
Flutie-like.
in the back
Yeah.
can push. Like, just turn it all into a giant rugby scrum. Make it even dumber than it already is.
Copycat league, Dan.
It's so great.
I can't stop thinking about Jesus entering the transfer portal.
Running a 4-3 in sandals.
Undersized, though.
Yeah, but just giant hits, lightning and thunder.
Tommy-
Big hitter.
Anything on DeVito? You got anything?
Only throws Hail Marys.
Tommy DeVito should have taken the pizza money.
I saw Stellato wandering around
Stellato
Yankee
was
Stadium
right.
at the Pinstripe Bowl.
Listen, Stellato is right.
Huge celebrity.
He and DeVito are friends. He knows DeVito's not very good. He was like, Tommy, take the pizza money.
It's a month run. They had a month and run. And then, Tyrod Taylor throws for 300 yards.
Can we sue Florida State for being so bad? Enough of them. Jeez.
Did you see the ratings for that beatdown?
No.
It's the highest rated Orange Bowl that wasn't a CFP.
Really?
Yeah.
Saturn has mysterious shadows on its rings.
Stugotz has been sending me
We're effed.
doom and apocalypse news. He has been. He's finally caught up.
This James Webb telescope. I mean, it's discovering too much. Things I don't want to know. Just leave me alone.
But if they were there the whole time and now we can just see them, what does it matter?
Stugotz wants less information. Don't you understand?
I just want to live.
He wants ignorance is bliss, and he's happier. That's correct. He just wants to live. Stop bothering him with discoveries.
Do you know when you're looking at a star, you're looking directly into the past because by the time the star's light reaches you,
Right.
several million light years away, it's
Right.
probably already dead.
I want to look forward.
I like that.
Right?
Sure.
I don't care whatever happened, happened. I mean,
We can't technically look forward into space, though.
thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah, because you're looking back in time.
Thank you.
Time travel.
Boom. Full circle.
It's not a full circle.
I
This
imagine the
show
committee.
has not been
Oh,
a full
Jesus
circle.
Christ.
Sorry.
There's 4 minutes left. I got 97 observations to go.
All right, let's bang through them.
Where was I?
Joe Flacco.
The committee on a Zoom call laughing at Florida State. That's what I imagined. Saturn also has more rings than Kevin Durant and Chris Paul combined.
That's not funny. Come on.
It is. It's still funny.
No.
Kyron Williams is the best player nobody is talking about.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He changes their whole
You want to have a fun game? Google Western Conference NBA standings.
Why?
It'll blow your mind.
Why?
It'll blow your mind.
If the season ended today?
I'd been paying attention to the ISD and not really to the NBA day in, day out. The Western Conference standings are upside down.
Dan, you don't want to play the Rams right now. You know why?
They're good.
Getting hot at the right time. Close. Yeah.
Look at Roy. Roy, that brought a little bit of the holidays for Roy. Got a little warmth in his heart there.
Yeah, we're back.
Florida State with a rare one-loss season with a lone loss being by 60 points.
Yeah, it doesn't happen a lot.
Kirk Herbstreit, we get it. You have a cute dog and you fly around the country on private jets. Enough.
A smile washing over my face watching people Google the Western
Oh,
Conference.
it's
standings.
wild.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
It's great.
Sir.
Yes, they're good.
Florida State, Georgia. To Mike's point, the rare game that felt big but wasn't. The Eagles were asking to be upset by the Cardinals. And you know what they got, Dan? They got what they asked for.
They did.
You leave the back door open for Tyrod Taylor, and you deserve what happens next.
Well, they won.
Back door cover.
But the Rams should have lost that game.
But they won.
Dayball is skating. He is skating out. He handled the end of that game so poorly. Nobody cares because it's
Nope.
Giants-Rams.
Tyrod Taylor.
Deontay Wilder lost
Jesus.
this weekend, and nobody even knows it. There was just too much happening.
Rude.
Sorry.
Tyrod Taylor lives one snap away. Jim Harbaugh has never looked happier than he did when posing for a picture next to Mickey Mouse. Did you see that?
I
The happiest I've ever seen him.
love that Mickey Mouse is now available to all of us. Mickey Mouse is now the rights of the people.
Just Steamboat Willie, Mickey.
Right.
It's almost, Dan, like if you're looking into the past, you have the Mickey of the past, and you're seeing it now for the first time.
We own him now, though. It's nice to own that piece of Disney.
All of us do.
Well,
Yes,
we
all
all
of us
do.
All of us do. That's right.
Florida State, Georgia. I already said this one. Betting bowl games. Dangerous game.
Georgia, by the way, would be favored against everybody. Georgia,
I'm not so certain,
I want to make
Dan.
Georgia the national champion just based on we know they're better than everybody. We know they lost to Alabama. They'd be favored against
And
everybody.
FSU's the one we all thought should be it.
If you have mail to send to Tyrod Taylor, just send it to One Snap Away Drive. I assure you, that's exactly where he'll be. He's laughing at.
And just how ridiculous that is.
Brian Ferentz.
Let's imagine mailing something to One Snap Away Drive.
It's a great address, is it not? One Snap Away
They
Drive.
all live there. C.J. Beathard lives there. They all.
he had a good game.
All of them live there.
Flacco kind of lives there.
Sam Howell lives there.
Brissett.
Brissett lives
We
there.
were robbed of Brissett, by the way.
We were.
DeVito's. Sounds like a great place where I can grab a slice, a couple of garlic knots, a fountain Coke, and a chicken parm roll.
Yeah.
Top 5 last names in sports. That sound like a great place to get a slice,
Wow.
a couple of garlic knots,
Here we go.
a fountain Coke,
This is good.
and a chicken parm roll.
So Italian last
Look,
name.
yeah.
OLI. Al Del Greco. Del Greco's Pizza.
Good one. That's a good one.
You really cut through it there, Chris. You really sabotaged the joke. Yes, Italian names.
Sal Licata. Licata's Pizzeria.
Yeah.
Eric Mangini.
All excellent. These are all OLIs.
Greg Giannotti.
Yeah, here we go. Just
A couple of WFAN hosts. How about that? Steve Balboni.
are we in the top 5?
Imagine
yet?
Balboni's Pizza.
Are these just OLIs?
Number 5.
Was Balboni Italian? Can you look that up for me,
No
please?
idea.
Look that up for me, please. I'm not totally sure.
If it ends in an I, you're good.
Number 5. Giovanni Carmazzi. Carmazzi's Pizza. Number 4. Tommy DeVito. DeVito's Pizza and Subs. Number 3. Tommy Lasorda. Lasorda's.
Yeah, there are just Italian Americans in.
I don't know what
in
you're talking
sports.
about. Number 2, Anthony Fasano.
Yeah. There-
And number 1, Rod Marinelli. Marinelli's Pizza. Here come the Oilers. Where was I? Run out of time. Brock Purdy, do it against the Ravens. Washington, do it against Alabama. Michigan, do it against
Wait a
Georgia.
minute. Wait a minute.
What happened there?
Washington-
I have no
Wait a
idea.
minute.
How'd that get in there?
Washington doing against Alabama. Wait.
They haven't.
Put it on the poll, Juju. Will Washington have failed by merely beating Michigan instead of Alabama? Hey, do it against Alabama.
You don't hire Don Yee unless you mean business. You know that guy?
I mean, yeah, he's Tom Brady's agent, and now Jim Harbaugh's
He
got
means
it.
business.
Yes, he means business. Yes, thank you, Stugotz.
Put a hot seat around Mike McCarthy, and he'll find it and sit on it every time. Is Meadowlark Media really making a big deal about a guy who has worked in sports his entire life, attending the biggest sporting event of the year. How we doing? Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Dan, those are the weekend observations.
I'm surprised that you didn't go with Vinny Del Negro there.
Nah, there's no
You know what? There are certain places.
no Njoku's Pizzeria. This is
Listen,
weird.
Pizzeria and Italian restaurant are two very different things.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, yes.
So, like,
yes.
I was thinking about Joe DiMaggio's, but DiMaggio's is a great
Sit
name
down.
for an
A sit
Italian
down, yeah.
restaurant.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. You are right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a science to it.
I didn't have my headsets on. I felt very old just going,
Stugotz, yes, you and my father. You and my father.
Yes.
Old people sounds. Stugotz
What?
is aging at what I would say it's an alarming rate. It's the drugs and
Yeah.
the teenagers
yeah,
The cigarettes
and the cigarettes.
drinking, and
I don't drink that
Lack
much.
of sleep.
The general bad behavior, bad hygiene, bad at taking care of himself stuff.
Fair.
you got the ab roller though.
I do, yes.
It's 2024.
Body by Jay. Yeah.
Get for me, please, because we were just talking about people of a certain age, and Stugotz is wanted. You may have noticed in his performance over the last 2 years to lean into the aging, to just mail it in at the back end because you're tired and you've been doing this a long time, and even if it's making billions, like Tepper, you want to behave the way you want to behave.
Yes.
Because Stugotz, it's been a while. I think maybe it was Bud Adams. We know these owners behave very, very poorly.
Bud
in private.
Adams.
Well, this is the reason I bring it up, because we know these billionaires. It's a funny thing about that sport, right? We pay a lot of attention to Travis Kelce, but the owners in that sport are a really funny lot. They're really well protected. Just look at some of Jerry Jones's controversies on the internet recently, and how Bob Kraft managed to get out of the whole situation in Boca, whatever the hell that was. These owners are able to behave as adolescents, but billionaires at the top of the sport. Tepper thought he was going to get to Carolina, hire Matt Rule, and everything was going to get fixed. But now he's loser guy. This guy who entered this club as a billionaire, expecting to win, expecting it'd be easier. Hey, I'll just get Stroud instead of Young. Oh, wow. That's how quickly it can happen, where the Texans are fixed and Carolina is still a laughingstock. They're the worst team in the league. They've got no chance against Jacksonville. They've got no offense. Their quarterback is the one from Alabama who can't play with what they've got around him. And he's frustrated and angry, and we get rare video, not seen since Bud Adams was in a blue leisure suit and gave the double middle fingers to the crowd with the flaps on the side. Old school style, flaps on the side. You guys are going to have to blur this out because this is too hot for the internet. Bud Adams, DraftKings, I'm sorry, whatever the rules are around here, I've got to put the side flaps on the middle fingers. Bud Adams was 90-something years old. He was wearing a light blue leisure suit, and he told everybody to bleep off. Here's the owner of the Carolina Panthers behaving poorly, and this needs to be a bigger controversy because the last guy, he went out and shamed quietly. Foot rubs is what he said, and then he ran out of the door with his white hair and took his took his ridiculousness with him. Here's Tepper right here in a skybox, and there he is, disgusted. You guys do what with this controversy? This is all I've got here. Owners behaving poorly. There's grainy footage. Most of the footage that comes from all Jacksonville games is grainy.
A Tepper tantrum.
Tepper.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
It is.
It was an observation. I didn't get to it. We didn't have enough time. You were cutting me off.
You could have just acted like you did that on the
Are there
spot.
more
could've,
observations
but I
here?
didn't.
But let's go to the observations that hit the cutting
we're
room
done,
floor
yeah.
because I keep.
I got Don Yee, and I'm good. I mean,
Mike Ryan's making faces. Mike, you don't feel confident about what's remaining?
It's fine. Like that was a good one. Tepper tantrum.
yeah.
My favorite part of this
Appreciate
clip
that.
is the guy in the suit next to Tepper who's like terrified to like react. Because obviously most people would react like, oh, that's not good. But it's probably his boss. So he's just like, oh, awkward, just going to look straight here, going to act like I didn't see that.
I would really enjoy, Stugotz, if somebody, I don't know, Meadowlark Media makes documentaries. Can we please get really into these lives of these people who behave the way they do at the top rungs of power in that sport. Where, like Jim Irsay, a no-holds-barred look at really what's going on in the life of Jim Irsay.
You think Irsay wants that, would allow that?
I don't know, but if we're going to do quarterbacks, the quarterbacks don't want it either. The quarterbacks already, Peyton Manning can't make documentaries with any quarterbacks. He can't get guys to do it next year. They did it with Cousins, Mariota, and Mahomes. I love what Hard Knocks is doing. What an intimate look at the Miami Dolphins. What an easy way to get to love players in uniforms because they can craft these wonderful tales because they've got this magic machine that makes everything look like something between ballet, opera, and art. And they could just man, HBO just went off the air. I saw it when I was off this weekend, Stugotz, because Bryant Gumbel said goodbye quietly to a form of sports television that dies with that show. No one's going to be able to do that for 30 years the way that show did it. High-end journalism that wasn't compromised by the money, that was not, hey, we have to, in exchange for access, do this the way football wants us to do it. No, an independent arm that did the strongest of sports stories. He broke up at the very end, a lifelong television person, because he knows, he nailed it. Nailed it. 30, not 30. They didn't get to 30. 29 years, and everyone at HBO thanked them because of what a ridiculous run that is. They had everyone, Bill Maher, all the personalities, as if it was letting go of a family show, and Bryant Gumbel, seasoned television talent, breaking down on the last couple of sentences because he knew that they did good work, really hard work for 29 years, and no one will ever do it that well again. It really does die with them. And for some reason, they chose Aiden from Sex and the City to do one of the tributes to them and say goodbye, and he didn't deserve it. And Chris Rock mailed in his goodbye from a pier somewhere. Lazy. Chris Rock needs to do better for HBO Sports in that spot.
He mailed in a goodbye.
You want him to fly in for that? Or?
No, just make a video that you care. Don't just give me 10 seconds of Chris Rock. Try.
Sounds like you're mad you didn't get asked to do a video.
No.
Part of the family now, Dan, with Max.
I think Dan wanted it to die with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I would have liked for our little show to carry on the mantle of Bryant Gumbel's HBO Real Sports. But this cast of characters are not exactly Armin Katayan.
Sorry.
Did Gumbel go over how the Saints could clinch the NFC South this weekend?
Oh, boy.
Because if the Saints win, the Bucks lose or tie, or the Saints tie and the Bucks lose, Saints win the NFC South.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Are the Falcons alive?
Yeah, the Falcons are. Hold on. We went over that one. The Falcons are the easiest one.
He already did
hold on.
Falcons.
I'm sorry. My bad.
They need a lot.
I didn't
Do it
hear
again.
it.
No, they don't. They're just very simple. Falcons win plus Bucks loss, and they win the South. Actually, you know what? That might be the page that got cut off. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
missing a page
That's
here.
impossible, it seems
But
like.
what about the Saints?
Guys, you're asking for a lot here.
In the interim, we'll give you a moment to gather
I just went over the
yourself.
Saints. The Saints wins plus a Bucks loss or tie.
Yeah, but you didn't mention how the Falcons play into that.
Well, the Saints win plus a Seahawks loss or tie plus Packers loss or tie or Saints tie plus Seahawks loss plus Packers loss. Then the Saints just are clinching a playoff berth.
Okay. So are the Saints done in the division?
No, they can. No.
I'm
They
sorry.
can win the NFC South if the Saints win plus the Bucks loss or tie, or the Saints tie plus Bucks loss.
It's when you say tie, it's just I just don't understand the rest.
Some of the stuff that we're doing here when it comes to football analysis is remarkably stupid. I want to get to some Kirby Smart sound here, Stugotz, because I do think it's uproariously funny that these bowl games were, more than ever, when they're trying to transition into made-for-television dollars, the professional minor league of this college football stupidity, Stugotz, has never been more wonderfully absurd than during the bowl games where Tyler Van Dyke is in a Wisconsin uniform.
So strange.
And the portal is so absurd and ridiculous that it's walk-ons out there, and whatever your team was at Ohio State, it's not the one playing Missouri, even though Missouri is very good. It is basically maximum mercenary nonsense, and the teams don't look anything like they look during the season. You're crazy to bet on those games, but they exist only for you to bet on on them. And you don't know what North Carolina is without Drake May and without everyone else who's not playing. Or, hey, look at that. USC can still score with all of their walk-ons and other guys who didn't go into the portal or transfer or decide that they weren't going to play for USC anymore.
I was watching a ball game. I can't remember which one, but the announcers were saying, yeah, this quarterback who's starting today, he's in the portal. It's like a tryout for other universities.
Yep. It's ridiculous. And watching these games, it's clear that this has been diluted, but they're never going to fix it if they keep getting the kind of numbers that they do, because that's just their business. They're going to bank on the average Joe that's tuning into that game, not really knowing nor caring if it's the fourth-string quarterback starting for a
I
team.
really am fascinated by the business of this, Stugotz, because all of the gambling money is coming now in full force, because there are only going to be a couple of gambling winners in this giant money space where Barstool can buy a bowl game, and all of it is obviously made for television programming that once you dispense with the amateurism and turn it all into business, sure, it'll be a Mayo commercial, it'll be a Pop-Tart commercial, and we're going to make this as dumb and crass and fun and weird as possible. Never mind about education. Look, education was propping up the scam for years, and now the injustice is tumbled, and now we all see, hey, money for everybody and no rules. And who wants to buy their way into the top 15? And you better have the coaches. And Stugotz, the way to make up the ground between Michigan and Alabama. Michigan, this is their best team ever. This is one of the worst Saban's ever had. The ground's been made up. Those teams were equal yesterday.
Yep.
If you're going to make it about money, and the coaching advantages are going to be so minimal between Saban and Harbaugh that Harbaugh could cheat his way to the title, and no one cares that it's corrupt and crass, and you may have a champion that couldn't be a part of half the games in a title soon to be vacated. None of it actually matters because it's just straight business, and it's straight competing over dollars. It's great fun, but it's just gambling product. It's just uniforms. Hey, you're bored at home? You need some action? We're going to throw some more bodies into the mill. They're wearing jerseys, but this is their fourth-string quarterback, and you like them plus 23.5? Do you like FS? Do you like your chances betting an FSU game? That was a great team. Their season destroyed at the end. Ends with embarrassing punctuation, a fart into the new business of ACC football. We're laughing at you. You signed a 10-year deal that Skipper bilked you on. Skipper, you bleeped the ACC. Like, they're all
killed his Tar Heels.
He did.
You greedy monster.
I do like it from this standpoint, though, Dan. It's so much fun. Where Duke suddenly has Malik Murphy because he was the second. When does Duke have a 5-star quarterback from Texas, and now you have a Duke team that can compete for a national championship?
Now? What do you mean now? They've been good for a couple of years.
Not national championship good.
In football?
Malik Murphy, man. They never get that guy. Ever.